Hi, I'm Clinton.
I'm Claude, and we're the lamest defenders. On today's comic review, Clinton reviews Excalibur, a new X-Men book, and Savage Avengers Annual #1. And then I review, surprising no one, another Venom comic. So let's just go ahead and get this started.
So, welcome back. So I reviewed Excalibur 1, the first in a continuing line of new X-Men books.
The least interesting looking X-Men rebooted book.
For Dawn of X. It was different. It focused a lot on magic and how magic basically predates science. Like it was used before, all that kind of stuff. So it actually starts in the other world with Morgan Le Fay and basically the Knights of the Round Table, all that kind of stuff, King Arthur. And there's a Krakoan portal that has opened up.
Back then.
Actually, it's not back. It's just in another world, another dimension. Basically. Yeah. So it's so that's opened up, and it's basically from the result of Apocalypse, who doesn't want to be called Apocalypse anymore. He wants to be called the letter A in Krakoan.
Okay.
I don't know how to pronounce that. No one does. It's just going it's just sort of like blah, blah, blah. So it's all right, cool.
Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah. The interesting thing too about Apocalypse in this series, he's going back to more of his Egyptian roots. Looks like okay. He has more of an Egyptian look. That's to him. Cool. It is cool. Actually, he looks a lot better as a. I don't want to say villain because I mean I'm sure he's still a villain, but he's more of a character with this. But after the Otherworld intro, it goes to Braddock Manor with Betsy Braddock, Psylocke, and her brother Captain Britain, and she's leaving for Krakoa. So it's just kind of like them saying goodbye, wishing each other well, blah blah blah. There's a portal right in their front yard.
Yeah.
So she's never far from home, I guess. So, but
Spider-Man shout out.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very slow moving first issue.
Okay. Which is completely opposite of last week's X-Men rebooted Marauders, because that was a really fast-paced one.
That was pretty good. I did enjoy that. Yeah. This one is definitely setting something up in world building. A lot of that, because it has to go back and basically explain magic and how it affects this world and everything like that. The biggest mystery, I feel, was the Krakoan portal that Apocalypse is creating. Right. And this is all him. He has his own little lair, which I'm sure no nefarious things will go on there.
Yeah, no hidden agenda.
It'll
whatsoever.
Be fine.
Yeah,
it'll be completely fine.
It's fine.
But,
don't worry about it.
Yeah, it only opens one way, and basically Morgan Le Fay has stopped magic use in the in 616 basically, or the 616 universe, and it's stopping everything else from happening. Like there's like a coven of witches in England, and they weren't able to use their magic after a while.
Is somebody like Doctor Strange allowed to use magic then? Because obviously he's...
That's a good question. I don't know. He's not
Sorcerer
in this, so...
Supreme. Yeah. Unless she's just doing it to all mutants, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe, because, she calls mutants witch breeds.
That's nice.
So, I thought that was kind of cool. All in all, it was okay. Rogue and Gambit is featured into it in the third act. And it's really weird. I'm not really spoiling anything major, but at the end, Rogue turns into like the Sleeping Beauty. Like,
okay,
I don't know. A bunch of flowers overtake her, and she's just sleeping, like peacefully looking. Like, okay,
you can't kiss her to wake her up. She'll kill you.
Be Gambit. Watch it not be Gambit.
Yeah.
So that'd be really interesting. But it was okay. A little slight twist at the end, but the twist is revealed on the cover. Psylocke becomes Captain Britain. So it's,
boom.
I mean, it's just kind of like, oh, okay, cool. Wasn't great. Wasn't bad. If you like these characters, get it. If not, skip it. I don't think it was that great.
So for my comic this week, it was Venom 19, which is another tie-in to Absolute Carnage, and it really just takes place.
What?
Yeah, who would have thought?
Tie-ins?
Yeah.
How many?
About 39. But for this one, again, it just carries on what happened before in the other tie-ins, and then also the main Absolute Carnage comic. But a lot of that stuff, like, you could read this one as long as you read Absolute Carnage, and you'll be fine. Like, I feel like you don't need to read all the previous ones. For this one, because I had to be really careful about spoiling some things because there's some major stuff, but really cool splash pages in this. It was a lot of just straight up combat, not really context story, but kind of the ramifications for some of these things. Like, it shows a lot of the Avengers fighting the Carnage symbiotes or the mind-controlled Carnage people, and that was really cool. Probably my favorite entire page in this entire, Absolute Carnage thing happened in this issue, and it's Spider-Man being grabbed by the Thing for a fastball special to help rescue Captain America from the ultimate version of Reed Richards, the Maker, who's been basically, taken over by the Carnage symbiote. And Spider-Man is not in agreement to this fastball special. He kind of just gets thrown, and it's really funny because it doesn't work out. Okay. So also a really cool thing that happened was a Avenger comes by with some other allies, and they kind of turned the tide of battle, which is really neat. And then the issue ends with a kind of a mystery that ties in with a character that's been around since Donny Cates' entire run. So it's really interesting to see where that character's going. Mm-hmm. So all in all, I think this is a very strong issue, and the art was fantastic, and it's just another good Venom comic.
Cool. Okay. So. Well, Savage Avengers had their first annual this Wednesday, and it continued straight up where issue 6 left off, which is kind of refreshing. I feel like most annuals don't do that.
Yeah, it's kind of just its own story.
Its own throwaway kind of thing. So yeah, this one picked up exactly right after 6. Conan is in the South America.
Okay.
And he is just trying to continue the hunt for the Sickled Priest.
Okay.
So it's it starts off with basically like a human trafficking kind of thing story, like a little side story that leads to Hellstrom and Black Widow showing up in the same area because
which are on the cover, right?
Yeah, they're all 3 on the cover. But it's funny because one of the well, it's not funny, but one of the people in the sex trafficking unit, they start praying to Hellstrom.
Okay.
It's basically start praying to the devil, like, hey, save us, get us out of here.
Yeah.
And you have some people who are praying to God, some people praying to the devil, and this guy actually shows up, does something.
Yo, what's up? Yeah.
It's a little unfortunate.
I'm here.
But yeah, it was pretty interesting. Some of the artwork is really bad. Mm-hmm. It shows Black Widow especially. I don't know if this guy cannot just draw women very well or what, but there are some panels for Black Widow that are really funny looking. Like, it's kind of looks like a lizard,
and it's distracting from the story.
It is a little bit, yeah. It's like, oh, okay. Conan is also very much infatuated with Black Widow.
Okay.
Yeah, that was probably the highlight of the issue. Was him just being like, I love women with red hair. It's like, no.
It sounds like
she just goes, no.
It kind of sounds like Tormund and Brienne of Tarth from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah. A little bit. Yeah. It was definitely. It kind of, much like Excalibur, it just kind of ended. Mm-hmm. There was no Punisher. There was no Elektra, Wolverine, Dr. Voodoo, anything like that. So it just, I didn't know if they were introducing more characters or if these were a one-shot.
Yeah.
Like, just part of the annual, because that's kind of rude, honestly, if they're introducing these characters and
never
using them again.
Right.
I know that the next issue, though, has Elektra on the cover, so I'm assuming we're going to get back to the main story.
Right.
As an annual by itself, it doesn't really do a good job of introducing the characters, of who's in it, or why they're doing this.
Right.
Continuing the story, glacier pace, honestly.
Well, that's all the comic reviews that we have for this week. So we have some more videos coming out this week. I hope you guys continue to watch, and we'll catch you later.
Thanks. Stay lame.
See ya.